Welcome to today's session. Session number 10 is to make a flower headband. We're going to be using crochet, but just the simplest first stitch, which is a chain stitch. We will end up with a headband that goes round a bit like this, but with lots more flowers and leaves as you choose to make them. You've got all that you need. I didn't put on additional equipment, I didn't put pins, and you will need some pins. But otherwise, you have your needle, you have your scissors, you have your wool. Well, it's yarn, we call it, because it's acrylic. So it's easily washable. And your crochet hook. So let's get started. A quick reminder of how to make a chain. You start off with a slip knot. So you hold the short end between your finger and thumb and put the wool around your finger, the yarn. All right, you put your hook through that circle, grab the long end through, pull it through. You've got a little loop, don't let go, and then you take the hook round that long end again and pull it through. Now, did you see that? Shall I do it again? I think so. Show you again from a different angle. Finger and thumb, round, put your hook through that little circle there, grab the longer end with your hook and pull it under. All right, and then grab the long end again, pull it through that loop, and there you are. That is the beginning of your chain. You can pull that, don't pull it too tight. You've got one there. Now you're going to do another one. Hold this with your, well, you wind your wool around your little finger. Hold this bit against the hook with your finger and thumb. It's tricky getting this hold right, but you will in the end. Then you can pull this long end relatively tight using your middle finger. You mustn't pull it too tight because then you won't be able to get the hook through. But if you pull it too loose, this is why you had to practice, really. It just goes all wrong if you don't pull it too loose. So you just gently use your hook to pull the wool through. That's your second one. And again, gently pull it through for your third one. And then you can move your finger and thumb up every now and then so it's against the hook, and this helps you with your tension. All right, so what we need is 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to make the petal, we're going to put this hook back to the first proper loop. That one's the slip knot. That's the first loop. Now, can you see? Can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This goes back to the first one. All right, so now you've got 2 across your hook. And again, using your finger and thumb to hold it, you take this next bit of yarn through the first one and through the 7th one, and that gives you a little loop. All right, now then, so this is going to be the middle of your flower. And this time we're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, move up, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then back to the middle. So I've taken the wool through the middle again, and then back through here. All right, so we've got another little loop. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, move up. 6. You can see that first loop is quite big now because we've stretched it. Back through the center and pull that through, and then through both. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, bit of fluff. 5, 6. Back to the center. 2 loops. Pull that through both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, don't want it to twist. Back to the center. Right, pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back to the center. All right, now this time, I'm going to pull that quite a lot, because I can put the whole thing through, and that fastens off. Now it doesn't look much like a flower just yet, but it will do when you've finished. As I've spread that out, all right, you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops, all joined to the center. And I'm going to cut this off with quite a long thread. Stop for now. This middle is quite big. You might decide to leave it big, and when you stitch it on, you could do stitch it on and then do a French knot with a double yarn to fill in the middle in a contrast colour. Or you might decide to do what I'm doing, which is tighten it up by using your long thread, your long end, and going through all these little loops round the centre circle. So you see the centre circle? That's the thread. So you're going to follow that all the way round. Keep this little end out of the way. Back to the beginning. Oops. It's a bit tricky to find the actual loop. And there it is. You've gone all the way round. And now you can just pull that and it will close up the centre. Right, flower. I recommend you make all your flowers before you do your next stage, and your little leaves, which are done exactly the same way, but just three slightly longer loops and in green. So to put the thing together, there's your chain, long enough to go all the way around your head and tie in a little bow. All right, now you have to think, where do you want these flowers to go? When you're working it out, you need to fold your chain in half to find the middle. Okay, so and mark the middle with a pin. In fact, you might use 2 pins. Okay, so there we are, we've got our middle. My head is about 22 inches long. Half of that is 11. Right, so that means 11 inches along here is the space is for going round my head. But we don't want to take it the whole way round because we need room for the bow at the back. So we come up another couple of inches so that we've got 18 inches, 9 inches each side to decorate. So I happen to know my hand span is 7.5. So just a bit further than that will be the space I've got for, oh, let's make it straight. That's just round about here is the space I've got for decorating. So I'm going to mark that with a pin as well. There's the middle. Those are the 2 ends. This is my space for decorating with the flowers. I might decide to put the flowers all at the middle. Should look quite nice, I think. Or I might decide to space them out all the way along with little gaps in between. But you can choose whatever you like. And you've got this long end here, which you can use to sew on. Now, I can use one of these middle pins to pin it on. And it's just an ordinary little overhand stitch to stitch on. Once you've done a couple of stitches, you can take the pins out. Now, why won't it move? Because this pin has gone through it. So I'm going to move that over. And now, there we are. I've got my first stitch in, it's holding it on, so I can take both pins out. So I know that is my centre flower. We had try to make it so that you've got 3 petals one side and 3 petals the other, so that the flower is in the centre. And you only need to go over and over, you know, about 3 or 4 times, and then you can go back. Oops! I will rethread my needle. Done my overhand hemming to hold it on. Because I'm using the same colour, doesn't show at all on the other side. And now I'm going to fasten off by just threading this gently through those stitches one direction, over the top of that one and back again. And that end can come off. Now I've got the other end, the one that we had for starting off. That needs to be threaded through again. And you can do that in exactly the same way. You thread it all the way through those stitches. And then over the first one and back through. Oh, you don't have to pull it too tight because it just pull it through so there isn't a loop. All right. And then we can snip that off. And there we have it. A headband with a flower on. So now you can see how it's taking shape. You know, with that being in the centre and this going round, we're tied at the bow at the back, and it will be like a spring flower headband. Could be used at festivals or dressing up or just to cheer yourself up or to give to a friend's little girl or grandchild. This one is going to end up in a Christmas shoebox and get sent to children who otherwise wouldn't get a present. So they're really quick to make. I've already started on my another flower, and I've made a few little white ones which I might put on a green headband. So the other thing you can do with these, if you have a glue gun, you can put them on, just stick them on. You'd have to put all your little ends in first, and you can just stick them on a ready-made plastic headband. All right, I think that one would look quite cute, wouldn't it? Could make a few little ones to decorate a headband. You can get these in the pound shop, and I think they make quite effective little presents. So I hope that that's helped, and we will do something a little bit more ambitious the next time we do our crochet, because I need to show you how to do doubles and trebles for our next project. Thank you.